So, welcome everybody. We're live. This is the third Crypto Cave podcast. Joining me today is Phil, my colleague, and Rufus, my other colleague. We're here to address the markets and have a good time. So, if this is your first time, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, any interesting things that happened this week, Phil?
Well, let's see. I think Sam's buying up a lot of underwater crypto funds and companies, and um, we actually got a list of them here. Give me 1 second, actually. Welcome back, Rufus.
Hey, thank you. Got my coffee.
Yeah, so it's early in the US, and for me, it's already, beer o'clock is what the Dutch
There you
people
go.
say. So, might if you miss me halfway through, I might be grabbing a beer, and yeah.
The first one was BlockFi, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't we
I think
start with our market analysis here? And,
yeah. We should
let's go
start
from
with the
there.
market analysis. I have a couple of
Yeah.
links lined up if we want to talk about that in a bit. So, would you like to view the Bitcoin chart first? Let's grab it.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's
It's
sorry.
down quite a bit.
This is the Bitcoin chart.
That's on a weekly, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
weekly chart.
Can you throw Bollinger Bands on there, or is that gonna be a pain?
I currently only have a static view of
Okay,
trading
got it.
views, so
Got it.
I'm sorry for that. I like Bollinger Bands as well. You're one of the only persons I ever hear about it. I mean, it's quite easy if you like day trade. I love Bollinger Bands for day trading, you know?
I mean, I like them because they give me statistical significance, on it. That's what matters at the end of the day is like, when I see real deviation from normal price, consistently real deviation, then I start to think, well, it might be a little bit oversold or overbought. And especially if it's hitting that consistently day in and day out. And the reason I wanted to bring it up is obviously I guess we can't get it, but I almost feel like we should just use Crypto Watch because like we can just use Crypto Watch and we don't have to do anything painful. It's just in the browser there. But yeah, you on the weekly, we've been hitting 3 standard deviation lows consistently now on the weekly charts for a while. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm bullish that like things are going to go up, but I just don't see at this point how they're going to like go crashing back down with at least not going sideways for a bit, maybe a bit up. It just seems so oversold.
Yeah, let me get the Crypto Watch on here. Let's see.
Sure.
You want some Bollinger
Sure.
Bands?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, nice and easy, as I say. That's why I like it. You can here you can add the Bollinger Band. I think you did the
I did
you did the indicator. So you go there, on the analysis, and then there's one that's called Bollinger Band Bollinger. It's just Bollinger, not Bollinger Band. Just Bollinger. Yeah, try to
There we
let
are.
me see. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it. All right, cool.
Yeah, so what you're basically seeing here is they bounce through the Bollinger Bands, and
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Yeah, yeah, it's just going really. If you throw in a Bollinger Band with a standard D of 2 or 3 on top of that, I usually like to get a 2 layers at least
next
that I
time
can
if you want
see.
to see some charts, you should send them before we go live.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't send that through a link or anything, but yeah. I did mention it, but anyways, it's fine.
All right.
Yeah, if you throw up the same thing, just with change the setting to the standard deviation of 3, um, and add it on top of it.
Next
So
time you can do it yourself. I'm. I mean, the thing is,
yeah, is there
you
any
know,
way that I can show my screen? I don't.
no, no.
Oh well, then
I'm
no, I
sorry.
can't do it myself.
Uh, we should get these set up next time. But Phil, do
Sounds
you
good.
have anything to say about the ETH chart? Because ETH
Just that it
currently
looks even worse than Bitcoin, right? It's really
it
quite
broke.
thoroughly slaughtered. Yeah, it broke its previous all-time high support,
Yeah.
and now just kind of waiting to see. Right? Are we going to accumulate down here? I'm not sure if we would go any lower, but at the same time, this is the first time crypto's had a hawkish Fed. So and crypto was born out of the 2008 quantitative easing, right? So it was born into an era of low interest rates and money printing. So we've yet to see what'll actually happen if it can go and break previous supports like that, previous cycle supports. But yeah, I mean, just waiting to see if there's a quick bounce back, if we're just going to chop around here. Um, it's hard to lose money sitting on your hands.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
as well. That, like you said, you told us yesterday, Rufus, says you actually thought that this was the current bottom. Do you think it's a bottom for another bounce upwards, or do you just think this is the bottom?
I don't think this is the bottom, but I do think that, as I was just saying, that we've been oversold now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're well into oversold. Things have gone down too much, too fast, uh, yeah, it's gone down too much, and it's been doing it too fast. We may, I think it'll go down more later, but we need to see like some consolidation before that.
Yeah, it's been going
Yeah,
down so fast that you know that there is going to be a bounce upwards, and then everybody's
exactly.
going to be happy again, and everybody's going to party in the streets, and afterwards, as soon as that happens, we get another. You call it the guy with the hammer in Dutch. You get
There
hit
you
with the
go.
guy with the hammer, and you go back
Yeah.
down again. Yeah. But all in all, I think yeah, the especially the crypto market is up for a correction in the upwards trend. What's your thought on that, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Rufus. It's a bit overdue. I think it's likely, but yeah, I'm just waiting to see how the next maybe day or few week develops.
Yeah, yeah. I think we need to see a little bit of sideways action to a little bit more volume. I mean, I think obviously the volume's there, but I think the last week was a tame week, right?
Barely versus what we've seen in the last month or so for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's been not fun month, so it doesn't take a lot to make it into a fun week, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, we can make it into a fun week, and everybody can get their happiness back together. Everybody can buy new shoes and stuff like that, and in the end, we're gonna see an even worse market because obviously, if you look at the stock markets, they're not done yet.
Yeah.
The stock markets,
Yeah.
the crypto has been consolidating a bit. It's been going a bit sideways action for the last week, but as you see here, it's like these little bumps, little
But I
sideways
mean,
bumps.
us miners, we got some good news this week, at least us GPU miners. We finally got that difficulty bomb pushed back to September with
Yeah.
a potential indefinite delay. And yeah, I mean, the block times, I was just looking at them on Etherscan for the last whatever many blocks. And yeah, I mean, you're seeing a lot of 3 second, 4 second, 5 second blocks again, which is nice.
Are they actually full blocks or?
I mean, we had a 3 second block with 309 transactions,
That's nice.
but it's usually hard to fill up a block at you know because there aren't really limits on Ethereum, so the speed is somewhat determinative. We had a 20-second block a few blocks ago with 0 transactions. That's a nice miner. Ethermine did that, huh? Interesting. Why would Ethermine have mined that?
I mean, they probably mined it, but they couldn't fill the block in time. That sometimes
It
happens.
was a 20-second block.
Oh,
Anyways,
oh, that's
yeah,
weird. Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe they're on a strike or something. You never know,
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, and that could probably happen as well, right? That's a danger of mining. Always people always say that mining is very decentralized, but if you look at Bitcoin, there's only like 5 big pools that make 90% of the blocks. Do you think there's a possibility that miners could, cause like havoc by not including any transactions in blocks?
It's unlikely. I mean, because it's just the game theory of it would be hard with the number of miners we have on Ethereum now. Obviously, if ETH Foundation and whatnot keeps like screwing miners before they switch and makes Ethereum more and more unprofitable, and then will see consolidation in the ETH market and the ETH pools, and that makes it more likely. And I mean, that's something they're always bringing up. In the devs are always bringing up and saying, we shouldn't be treating the miners bad before we cancel, before we switch.
Yeah, before they swipe the rug under our asses. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid to do it. Every time they do it, it makes Ethereum more prone to attack, and it encourages people to leave Ethereum as well, to leave the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah,
vitriol and smugness from the stakers.
I think as well that's a big problem. You've seen that. By basically the gas limit not being increased, you see the gas prices rise, and that like scares a lot of newbies off. Who wants to pay 50 gwei for a transaction that on any other chain is pennies.
And then, yeah,
Yeah,
especially when the block time goes up,
yeah, yeah.
because of the difficulty bomb, it encourages people to leave because you've got slower block processing at higher costs. You've got less throughput. Essentially, is what you're forcing in less throughput.
Yeah, yeah, your transactions are going to be stuck on the chain if you don't, pay. Basically, that's the idea I had when, the ETH. I had some ERC20 coins on the ETH chain, and all of a sudden, it was worth $800, but the transaction fee to, the gas fees to change it into another coin through DeFi was like in total was like $100. So I was like, it kind of feels like my hard-earned cash is being held hostage here,
Yeah.
And I've been a user since 2013. I've been using, I think, Ethereum since 2016, probably before that. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like your money's been held hostage. I had the same problem with Bitcoin when the mempool would fill up, and the back in the day, back in 2017, I think, when Bitcoin transactions would cost like $15, even when Bitcoin price was under 10K back then. That just felt a bit non crypto to me.
Yes. Speaking of, when did 1599 get
Last summer,
implemented?
wasn't it?
Yeah. Was it August 5th of last year? I think that looks like what I've got here. Then another one.
Yeah, 1599 was back in, yeah, wasn't it August? It could be.
It was August or July of last year, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to look at the daily transactions because right between April and June there was a huge dip in daily transactions there. Obviously, 1599 disincentivizes miners from including transactions. It makes it where the miner's no longer getting paid for every transaction they add. So why add more transactions at a certain point?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then obviously, since the difficulty bomb came out, we've seen even more of a dip in transaction throughput. So we went from an all-time high on transactions of what was this? Sorry, let me
Yeah.
zoom in, get the exact number here. 1.7 million daily. We were getting in May of 2021, and now just whatever, a few days ago, June 26th, we hit wow, 900,000. And that
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
shows disincentive to and just how they've been shooting themselves in the foot on all of it. What can you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, talking about gossip though,
there we go. Let's hear it.
did you read this? I think it was pretty interesting.
Let's see what this is. I can't find the YouTube, and I can't see you on Discord.
Oh, yeah.
There
No,
it is. Got it.
it was the news that that one of our competitors, Compass
Oh yeah.
Mining, they got their contract terminated by a hosting facility.
I mean, they are a mess. What can you say?
Yeah.
Compass Mining is they're just a mess. Like and it's horrible because it gives everybody in the industry a bad name. I mean, meanwhile, we're sitting around with our BBB accreditation, and our A plus rating and all of that, and like people still think that you know all all hosting is just a scam. I mean, I'm just seeing so much of that now.
Well, to
Obviously,
be fair against Compass, I think in the past 6 months ago they were heading in a good direction, but I think the issue is mismanagement in the upper layers. If you grab too many if you try to catch too many small fishes, you're gonna miss the you're gonna miss the boat on certain things that happened, and obviously something has happened where they spent more money than they could, than they got in, and all of a
well,
sudden
so
weren't able
they
to
were
pay
pretty
for their stuff.
transparent about it. About what happened at least, and it's basically a total failure of risk management.
Yeah, yeah,
They were trying to grow the company as quickly as they could. They were borrowing money and opening facilities left and right. And this facility that they opened, they didn't have a contract even on the electricity. And so they were basically operating like consumers. Like you or Phil or myself would be. It was just like mining out of a home, except that they were doing it on a larger scale. Just that you pay whatever rate the electricity company charges you, and guess what? Power prices went up, and they, had a contract with their customers for a certain rate, but they couldn't pay that anymore. You know, Eh,
yeah.
so stupid.
It just feels so silly that you know you let stuff like that happen. But I think that's what happens if you let a lot of obviously they were growing very fast in the last 2 years. They were growing so fast. I mean, funny thing is, I think maybe last year we only started hearing of them like a year ago, I think. I mean, they
I
were
mean, they
like,
didn't have very good risk management from the get-go. Their big advantage was that they weren't heavily located in China.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
so when China shut down, they kind of were the big guy around, but they were heavily located in Russia.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, what happened
um,
in Russia is very ugly. I read some people that had their assets liquidated for they bought machines for $20,000 and they were liquidated for $4,000 only a
yeah,
couple weeks later. That's not something that's not
I
something
mean
that
that's
makes you
not how you
happy.
treat that's not how you run a business. I don't know. I can't believe that anybody still works with them or uses them after this. Obviously, their CEO and I think CFO resigned this week.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Not everybody can
I'll give
have
them
a
that.
risk manager as a CEO, huh, Rufus?
That would have been nice, wouldn't it? That's basically what you need in this industry. Basically, that's absolutely what you need in this industry.
And
Um,
for those who don't know, Rufus is formerly a risk manager for a bank. So
I was a risk management officer. I headed the entire risk management division at my bank, and yeah, it was in the energy, oil and gas, energy infrastructure. Um,
two very good
and
things to have running a crypto mining operation.
yeah, um, yeah. I mean, we gotta leverage that. How many? Can we see how many people are watching this? Are we just you know
We might just be what
stroking ourselves
stroking
here?
ourselves here. Yeah, yeah. That's what's currently happening. We're just
That's good.
talking to ourselves. But it's
Yeah.
fine, people can watch it later. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
I think nice thing
Looks like
about
we
our
got we
stream.
got Clark watching, I think. maybe. I see one person watching now.
Yeah, Clark is shouting.
There we
Hey,
go.
Clark, nice seeing you, man. Yeah, so
Yeah,
let's
people can watch it in later. We should encourage people to like and subscribe. I know that's a big thing. They should be liking and subscribing, because then YouTube will recommend us more.
yeah, guys,
And,
if you like and subscribe, YouTube will throw our video up into the metaverse, into the YouTube metaverse, as you call it. I mean, it's not really a metaverse though, but you know, metaverse is overhyped anyway. So
it's the U sphere or whatever, the Google sphere. There
the
we go.
Google sphere, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I also
yeah,
like this talking about metaverses and stuff like that. I
yeah.
liked what Vitalik said about you know, he said he wants to turn the world into a utopia where rich people's desire for wealth signaling does not go to wasteful zero-sum crap like a super yacht. Which is, I mean, I do think he has his heart in the right way. I mean, we sometimes criticize the guy, but I mean, I can't really hate on him. I think he's a pretty cool guy, you know. I always like how he goes to the conferences. Did you see the conference where he was like walking around in like a bear suit and
Yeah, I did see that.
he
Yeah,
had like the mascot on
yeah,
and he just walked up stage and just took it off and people went mad and he's just
yeah.
yeah, you know.
Vitalik the bear. I agree. Like he's got a good heart and he's got good intentions. You know, road to hell and all that. But yeah, I mean he does. I didn't get to read this article. But I was interested in, like, it sounded semi-reasonable, I guess. Like, is he somehow trying to say that that bored apes are useful? Or I'm a little confused on that.
Well, the thing
Um,
is, he said, you know, there's more ways that a couple $1 million can, you know, impress people. Uh, you can do cooler things with 50 million bucks than buy a super yacht. You know, that's basically what he said, and I agree with him. You know, I mean,
you can, but I mean, what is his alternative? Buy an ape on a super yacht?
I
A
don't,
picture of an ape on a super yacht?
I
I
don't
mean,
really think he's a super fan of the Ape Yacht Club. Yeah.
that's, I guess my point is that it seems like even worse version of the wealth signaling for uselessness, because at least a super yacht, you're employing people, you're building something, hopefully, even doing a little bit of science and research to come up with the coolest, most super yacht. I mean, I actually really love some of those ones. I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, I'm sure, but I do love some of the yachts that some of these Russians have. That, like, there's this one really cool one, because I'm into sailing. There's this super yacht that that can self-propel using sails as well. I find that like one of the coolest things. I love the idea of having a super, like, giant yacht that you can also, like, run without the motor theoretically.
I
And
wonder how many sails it has,
it's
how many masts.
it's got, I believe, 3 or 4 masts.
Three mast yacht.
Uh,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
It's like
Um,
one of the the old age wooden boats, all the cannons down the side.
exactly. That's what I've always been fascinated about it
I think
with.
it's this one, right?
Uh, it was just
We can't
impounded
see.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is that one. Yep.
I was just
Yep.
I was just about to ask
Three.
you. I was just about to ask you. You were talking about a super wealthy Russian with a yacht, and I thought, well, does he still have it though?
No, yeah, it was just impounded.
You
But it was a
know,
really neat design. Like it's a total custom job. You know, it could house a. This was the part that I loved about it most, was that it could house one of those airplanes that lands into water.
oh, cool, cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty dope. That's pretty dope. But
You
I
could
mean,
sail around the ocean and then like fly. You could basically go everywhere, anywhere you want to go.
the problem is obviously it's impounded now.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you can't impound a picture of a monkey,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
that's
impossible. Yeah. No impounding the picture.
no,
I mean,
you know
needless to say that that
the,
picture is actually just a link to something that's on Web 2.0 on a server that is like not even a decentralized server, typically. And even if it is a decentralized server, nobody's running anything that is illegal. So, on decentralized servers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about news, though, did you see all the liquidations that happened with all the companies this last couple of weeks? I mean, I think this week was one of the most interesting ones, though.
I actually do love that tweet that was posted on it that I shared in our group, but not the our private group. Um the It's so true. Like all of these Bitcoin hardcore Bitcoin guys, Bitcoin evangelicals and whatnot have been like talking about how they're going to build layer two solutions for DeFi and all this stuff. And now we're seeing all these layer two solutions for DeFi or whatever. They actually are just CeFi, centralized, and they're all just over leveraged and going bankrupt and whatnot. Great, great.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, pretty weird. Yeah, we always said that, DeFi was the biggest thing, and then all of a sudden, all of the institutions came along and they started, grabbing our money and spending it left and right. And in the end, when everything went to crap, they ran away with it.
Yeah.
And I think now what's happening as well is that um, the problem is I think even JP Morgan is taking over what is it? Celsius, right? Celsius
Yeah,
is
they're looking at it. They're eyeing it. From what I heard, at least, I don't think they've done it yet, but they're looking at it for sure.
let me see. I had one of the I had a news article on that.
Um,
Let's see. Oh, I wanted to start off with this though. This is something that I loved. It's so this is the CEO of Celsius. He says, "Whoa, what a day! Bitcoin down. We managed to make lots of money and had zero institutional and DeFi defaults on our loans." This is something he said a year ago, which I think is quite nice.
there you go.
You
That's
know,
perfect. Yeah.
and he's laughing. He's like, "Look, Coinbase and Invest Voyager and BlockFi, they all blocked withdrawals. You know, it's like Coinbase and Invest Voyager weren't available, and BlockFi blocked withdrawals. We continue to deliver for our customers, and obviously now people are kind of being like, this aged well."
Yeah.
That's what you
Done
get.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? The CFI is there's just so much scams out there, and you got to really watch out and look at the code and make sure that what you're dealing with is decentralized. And I mean, if it's not, if it's, especially if it's openly centralized, you know, understand that and then use the metrics that you would for centralized uh, stuff. Yeah, it's uh, like, I mean, are you gonna invest in a centralized company that is not listed on the market and you don't know the owners, or the owners are like hidden? They could be Russian, they could be North Korean, they could be anything, Iranian, who knows? And they're or they have no reputation, they've never done any business, they don't make themselves public, and you're going to give someone like that, I mean, that's like giving a Nigerian prince your money. You know, I don't see the difference. I guess, like, it's one thing if they're reporting fully transparently, you know, they're following normal business practices, and they're well registered and doing stuff in a legitimate way, um in the traditional way that you would do business, and then they happen to be involved in crypto, which is where I see uh uh what do you call it, USDC, which we can get onto. I'm interested in talking a little bit about what Phil was asking about USDC earlier this week, but yeah, I mean, if the like someone like that seems legit to me. At least they check all my boxes on, like, okay, they're reporting, they're filing 10Ks and, you know, 10Qs, and like I can go in and I can sue them if something happens and it's not reported on the risk structure. Um, that makes sense. But, you know, some of these companies, you know, a lot of these, it's like, who knows who these people are, what's going on, and, you know, there's all these smoke and mirrors behind what companies are even behind things or involved in them.
Yeah, yeah.
You
There's
know,
a
it's
lot of
like,
shady activity
what's
going
going
on.
on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
might as well, as I say, might as well just give my money to one of them Nigerian princes or princesses. At least I've got a chance with them, you know.
I mean,
Yeah. Look at
yeah,
how
I
they write.
wouldn't.
They can't be that smart. I can probably outsmart one of them.
That's probably true. That's probably true. Yeah. I liked as well the Binance CEO. A lot of people hate on this guy. He's what's this called? CZ is his
CZ,
name. Zhao CZ
Shengpeng Zhao. Yeah,
Shangpeng Zhao. Yeah,
CZ.
yeah. CZ, the CEO of Binance. He said he had I think it makes sense a bit. You know, he said the bailouts shouldn't, you know, some bailouts for bailouts for bad projects don't make sense. Is what he said. He you know,
I mean, who's bailing out these bad projects exactly?
Sam.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is he bailing them out or is he taking them over?
He's taking him over.
Yeah, so that's not a bailout.
It's
That's a
a
buy up,
buy up.
you
It's
know?
pennies on the
Yeah,
dollar, right?
exactly. That's just
Uh,
consolidation, normal consolidation. You know, if it doesn't make sense, then don't invest in his company. Nobody's asking you to, and I bet you know, you probably aren't. I wouldn't know how to. I don't
so
think it's publicly traded.
So I think what happened as well with BlockFi is, you know, BlockFi lost. So right now, BlockFi is getting scooped up for $25 million. But BlockFi was worth billions of dollars before this all happened. You know, do you feel bad for any of the investors, or is it
I didn't
just?
even believe it when I first heard it. But yeah, that's a deal.
Yeah. Just scooping up something that was worth billions of dollars 2 months ago for 25 million bucks. Looks like a nice deal. Well, I think they also take over the 250 million dollar debt, right? Or
I also
They
think
have
that
to
if
take the
Sam's
debt
buying, maybe I should too.
if they're taking the company, they have to take the debt.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's just how things work.
You were saying, Phil?
So if Sam's buying, maybe I should too.
Just buy into it. I mean, wasn't that
Buy anything. If it's time to buy. He's
what's
buying all these other companies.
what was that other thing where Roger Ver had a debt that was quite interesting? Was that BlockFi?
Oh no, that was
Oh,
CoinFlex.
CoinFlex. Yeah.
Yeah, he had an
And he's
account
trying
that
to
was
claim. I suspect he's trying to claim that this is some Satoshi address or something that he's trying to say was hacked, right?
no, that's no, he's
He doesn't
you're
have any
thinking of
Satoshi
Craig.
addresses.
Yeah, that's
Oh wait, I'm
Craig
talking
that
about
has
the
those.
Craig Wright one. Sorry.
No,
Yeah, no,
no.
Roger had an account that was allegedly, this is according to CoinFlex, he had an account that was not liquidatable. It was a special arrangement because he's a high-profile individual and would allegedly make his account whole if it went too much in the red. Well, it's not happening, and now they're issuing a token, CoinFlexes, to try and recoup the debt faster so that they can get withdrawals back online. And they're going to get in a lawsuit with Roger over it. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird that Roger basically said that he has nothing to do with them. That he actually, well, I mean,
yeah,
I think he said that they actually owe him money, which is
yeah. They,
a bit weird. So either so there. I mean, there's at least one of them is lying, but maybe they're both. You never know. It's like I'm
so
pretty interested
allegedly.
in what actually happened there. Some people don't actually know this, but Roger Ver is also one of the minds behind Bitcoin Cash, and he was also always a big supposer. He was a big, how do you call that? He was for the block, making the blocks bigger, basically. He always used
Also, just
to.
very big proponents of Bitcoin in general since the beginning, regardless of where he thinks it should go. Technically,
He's an interesting guy. What can you say? Went to prison, didn't he, for selling fireworks or something? I don't know. Yeah. What else we got on our news of the week?
Let me see. I like this news. I'm gonna switch it up. All right. So yeah, crypto reward system to be included in the new GTA game.
Oh yeah. Is
I
that
thought,
like real crypto that you're gonna get? I assume it's not Bitcoin.
well, it's not gonna be Bitcoin, obviously, but it might be GTA coin or whatever. I mean, obviously these are rumors, so we can't be telling everybody it is going to be like this, but there's some rumors that GTA 6's gameplay might include some kind of cryptocurrency reward program. So, let's actually hope that happens. I think, gamifying crypto is the way to go. That's how you get people behind you. And I'm not talking about these pay to earn silly crypto games with weird ass tokens that were just made by someone in a back alley for some smack dollars. But I'm talking about real video games, made by huge companies that in the end build build a foundation on a cryptocurrency platform or integrate crypto in some way into their games, I think you can, really be a pioneer in that if you do it right.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we haven't even really started scratching the surface on that. So much can be done with crypto gaming and crypto games, but I mean, a lot of it, I think. I mean, I'm interested in just seeing some of the easier stuff like crypto chess. I think there's a lot of room in that kind of stuff, and I mean, the gambling side is a huge one where you can watch and bet on games live, on chain, yada yada. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of potential for that kind of stuff. Um, as far as large companies getting involved with it, I mean, it seems like it would be better than these pay to win kind of things. I don't know. You could certainly do it in such a way that it would seem fair and equitable, and people would be able to like earn uh a living or whatever. I don't know about a living, but seems a little dramatic. But
But you're thinking about playing chess for money, for
yeah,
example?
yeah.
How would you battle computers in this?
I mean, ooh, hell, you could create a whole proof of chess. Yeah.
You're gonna
um,
call it POS?
yeah, I love it. POC, POC.
Oh yeah, POC,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but I
Um,
mean, I think the problem is with games like chess and Minesweeper and stuff like that, or even Go. Basically any game, it can be botted, right? It can be
well,
done. How
so
do you know? How do you know you're actually playing a human?
I mean, fair enough, but you could actually then you create a battle for bots. People are interested in that. People would be fascinated by that, like, uh, and they'll gamble on it.
Battle of the bots.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. Just
yeah,
not watching fights between humans, just watching fights between robots. Basically, it's
yeah,
battle bots all over again, but with more crypto
exactly,
and with more coding.
exactly. And on games that humans understand the rules on and can see, like chess or Go or whatever it may be. And yeah, you have whoever wins gets some pot, and then people start gambling on it on top of that, and everything's happening on chain because that's just arbitrarily easy almost to put king to rook 5 or whatever, that kind of stuff on chain would be a very low intensity. um yeah, and you could do
Yeah, I
be
think.
interesting.
Yeah, I
You
think.
could create a contract on that. I'm now I've
Yeah,
got a whole
yeah.
contract I'm forming in my head on it, like something where it's like, you got to pay for the transaction to write the move,
Hmm.
and then you pay a little extra for each move, and the winner takes the pot basically. And so the pot increases for every move. Uh,
Better
and
make it
then
on AVAX, or that's going to be a high stakes game.
high stakes is what it's about, man. That's what people love, right? Like, yeah, why not?
But I mean, I think funny thing is, I was betting on the blockchain back in 2015. I think let's see what I did. I think I bet on some sports back then. It's
Did you
quite
win?
well. I mean, in the end, with gambling, you always lose. That's
Typical.
basically how it works. But it was only 0.2 Bitcoin back then, so it wasn't worth anything.
Oh, good, good.
You know. All right. I think we've talked about most of the things we wanted to talk about this week. I wanted to close down with one of my tweets, but
I wanted
there's
to mention before we close down, I want to mention that I think next week there's been a whole bunch of news
mm-hmm.
in the chip space, and next week we'll do an episode kind of focused on that. Be interesting if we can get a guest maybe who can talk on it too. That would be neat. I'd love to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just have me spouting off.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, maybe I can get you guys to read a bunch of articles or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's just been a ton of news coming out there, and so I think we need to do a an episode about that at this point.
You know what? You know what? The one I wanted to exit with was Vitalik talking about
No, Rudy
Rudy
Giuliani.
Giuliani's promotion of slippers.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Rudy Giuliani, he deleted his tweet. So
He
now,
didn't delete the tweet, actually. He made his tweet private,
oh,
apparently.
okay, okay. Well, now
You can
we
click
can't
on it.
see it anymore. We can't see it anymore. So,
Mm.
it was so funny. It was so funny, you know. In the end, it all comes down to you know, people telling crypto is silly, but you know, mainstream is just as silly. Do you frequent the r/fellow kids subreddit, Rufus?
I do not. I do not.
You should check it out. It's basically companies trying to you know, market to kids but failing miserably. I love that subreddit. It's always a great fun, and you know, I love that everybody is always like, you kids and your internet money, and it's never going to go anywhere. But, you know, look where we are now. You know, we've made it our full-time job and we're doing fine. So, yeah, that's how it goes, folks. So if you guys liked it, please follow us, subscribe, and, you know, give us a thumbs up. Throw
Yeah.
us into the Google algorithms and make us show up at any person who's interested in crypto and talking about crypto.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to say before we stop the stream?
Live long and prosper.
All right. Thank you guys. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.